There are a lot of problems with Donald Trump becoming the nominee for the presidency. He might well be president, but long before that, one of those problems is set to be realized. And that is that very soon, he's going to have access once again to national security intelligence briefings, which of course, he got that sort of intelligence as president in the last times that he was a candidate. We know that he loves that information so much so that he hoards it and takes it with him when he's no longer allowed in the White House. And as of right now, nothing is currently set to restrict his access to classified information. He's gonna get it later this summer, and then he'll do whatever he's gonna do with it. So a lot of people in the know are concerned about this. The first level of concern apparently revolves around the possibility that Trump could endanger the lives of individuals in the intelligence apparatus. Theoretically, if names aren't redacted, he could reveal those. It could damage the country's international credibility and make other countries more skeptical and wary of what they share with the US. I mean, look, if we could just briefly jump in with the classified documents, even if you don't think that he was selling these, and I don't believe that he was selling documents, he was taking stuff that like bears on like Iran's nuclear program or our response to it and showing it off to people. Like if you're one of our allies, are you sure that if you share something with us, it won't go to Donald Trump and he won't like chat about it in Mar-a-Lago over a slice of chocolate cake? Are you really sure? Are you willing to risk your secrets over that? Before we continue with the story, we depend on members to keep on going. Don't wait, click join now on YouTube. Anyway, the former president's previous behavior indicates how he can be, quote, reckless with secrets and sensitive information and rely on them for his own benefit, according to one expert. When you combine that with his previous statements, like how he would encourage Russia to do whatever it takes to NATO if it hasn't met its funding obligations, you wind up with a president who you know is likely to weaponize intelligence. And he just loves revealing stuff. Like I'll remind you, he apparently discussed US nuclear subs with a foreign national after leaving the White House. He revealed highly classified information to the Russian foreign minister and ambassador. And he discussed the secret Iran document in audio that was revealed as part of the classified document scandal. So as of right now, he's gonna get that stuff, Waz, and he will do with it whatever he's gonna do. What do you think?
Two things. One, I want to say first and foremost that there's a rule and a protocol to how these sensitive documents get handled, and Donald Trump should be subject to all of those rules. If these documents and this information is as highly sensitive and as important as the people in the intelligence communities and the security community would have us believe. At the same time, I think these jokers overclassify the hell out of a bunch of stuff and pretend that there's nothing that anybody in the general public should know about the dealings that go on specifically within our foreign policy. And I would want the audience to understand this more than anything. The most crucial stuff that these guys do and decide on, they do not put on paper. They might not even say out loud. It might be communicated with a nod or a look. That's when it comes to the most secret and most like sort of heinous stuff that our leaders do, especially when it comes to intelligence and operations and the kind of things that we do abroad. They do not put that stuff on paper.
Okay, I think that's fair, and I think that's total. I'm glad that you mentioned that. And I will add on to you being fair and nuanced that while I am worried about what Donald Trump might do, because this is not hypothetical, we already know that he's revealed secrets in the past. There was a question of Karine Jean-Pierre earlier today about past comments that Biden has made about how he thinks that Trump should not have access to these intelligence briefings. She was asked about that, and she indicated that he stands by those statements. She would not reveal that he's gonna do anything to stop Trump from getting them, but she kept saying he stands by those statements. And I would say, while I don't want him to have access to those things, I also don't like the norm being broken that now theoretically Trump could deny it to candidate Ocasio-Cortez next time around or whatever. I don't like that either. We're in a really difficult position as a nation because unfortunately the Republican Party doesn't seem to care that he's a criminal, and they've given him this position. And as a result of that, he's gonna get the documents, and I don't want Biden to break that norm. So That's the last
Look,
thing I'd say about
and
that.
this is the thing for me too. What informs my sort of opinions on this? I think these intelligence community guys, these like, quote unquote shattery figures, the what is it called? The deep state government. Like these dudes generally operate with a level of impunity. There's no oversight. They have unlimited budgets. Like this idea that they're crying in the background, like Donald Trump is a little bit loose with his lips. Of course. If American people's lives are at stake, this guy should be kept as far away from these documents as possible. I don't know, man. I tend not to buy what these freaking spies and people that are nameless, faceless, accountable to nobody, yet they want to come in the New York Times or whoever and anonymously source these reports that, oh, Donald Trump isn't good for what we do. I don't know. I tend to look at that stuff with a very skeptical eye.
Okay, that's fair. Agree to disagree. You're skeptical of the spies. I believe that the CIA would never do anything wrong. But anyway, that is unfortunate. People say we never disagree on the show. I think the CIA is great.